and a chance for a better future. I know that this was not always easy. It is an enormous task that Pakistan is shouldering on behalf of the whole international community, and it deserves our solidarity and support. I came here today to tell you we see your engagement, and Germany remains committed to continuing our support for Pakistani host communities along with people who had to flee Afghanistan. We want to work together with your government, the Pakistani people, and our international partners to improve their living conditions and provide access to education and decent health care. When we look across the border, the situation is dire, and as you have mentioned, the Taliban are leading the country into a downfall. Parents do not know how to feed their children. Girls are deprived of their right to education. Women are almost excluded from participation in public life. Dissenting voices are brutally suppressed. The economy is grinding to a halt. The international community must stand united and together tell the Taliban loud and clear, you are heading in the wrong direction. As long as they go down this path, there's no room for normalization and even less for recognition of the Taliban as the legitimate rulers of the country. At the same time, we will not forget and we will not abandon the people of Afghanistan. It is not the fault of the people that the Taliban government overthrew the government and since then have tightened their grip on the Afghan society. We will continue to provide humanitarian aid and support the people who need it the most, especially women and girls who suffer more than anyone else under the Taliban's rule. And there's another important personal concern to me. Afghans who have worked for German institutions or committed themselves to the democratic cause and human rights deserve our protection. Pakistan has been our closest and most reliable partner in this regard. Through our close cooperation over the last months, more than 14,000 Afghans who are particularly at risk could travel via Pakistan to Germany to start a new life in safety and without fear. So most of all, I'm here to say thank you. Thank you to Pakistan, thank you to the Pakistani people. We are really grateful for all the support you have given us. I very much hope that we will continue our successful cooperation and find ways to help those still remaining in their difficult situation. These past months have shown how much we can achieve when we work together, and I hope we can apply this to other areas and deepen and strengthen our bilateral relations. As I said in the beginning, we cannot deal with the different crises separately. They are interlinked and we have to work together. Russia's war of aggression sets a dangerous precedent, not only for Europe, but for the whole world. Our world will be a much more dangerous place if the law of the strongest applies and not international law. Therefore, we all must stand by Ukraine and defend its territorial integrity and sovereignty with words and actions. When it comes to the climate crisis, we are all living in the same house and the roof is already on fire. We are running out of time and have now to act. Both of our still relatively new governments have made this topic a priority. And I hope that Pakistan, as G77 chair, will participate at the Petersburg Climate Dialogue, which we are co-hosting with Egypt in July in Berlin. Last year, Germany and Pakistan established a joint climate and energy partnership. We want to build on this partnership, move forward with the energy transition, and lift our bilateral climate cooperation to the next level. We also discussed opportunities for increased trade and investment between our countries, particularly in the field of renewable energy. I'm convinced that successful economic integration depends on common values and standards. That is why, with regard to EU trade preferences, full implementation of human rights commitments is crucial. I will also have the opportunity to discuss this with civil society representatives later today. Experience shows in your country and my country that women's rights are an important indicator for the state of human rights and for well-being in a society as a whole. That is why I'm looking forward to visiting a police station focused on combating gender-based violence tomorrow. Dear colleague, Excellencies, faced with multiple crises, we only have a fighting chance if we exchange ideas, discuss openly and frank, and cooperate closely. I'm optimistic that our meeting today has laid the groundwork for our successful cooperation in the future, and thank you again for the warm welcome here in Islamabad.
Thank you. Thank you, Foreign Ministers. The Ministers would have time to take a couple of questions. I propose to take questions alternatively from our colleagues from Germany and Pakistan. And let me start by giving the question to a gentleman on the right. Please introduce yourself and also to whom you are addressing the question.
Yeah, my name is Jörg Blank from the German press agency, DPA, and the first question goes to Ms. Baerbock. What can be done to help the people of Afghanistan while increasing pressure on Taliban at the same time? And the second question to Mr. Sardari. Al-Qaeda can once again operate from Afghanistan. So what can Pakistan do about it to fight the terrorism in Afghanistan? Thank you.
Thanks for your question. It is crucial that the Taliban hear the same message from all of us, and that's why we discussed the situation in Afghanistan very extensively. We are facing a humanitarian disaster, and this is also why we, both countries, continue to provide humanitarian aid, because we cannot let people starve. But anything else above humanitarian aid must be strictly conditionalized. We see, in my point of view, that the Taliban are heading towards the wrong direction, and therefore it is also crucial that economic supports need to be conditionalized with regard to the basic rights of the people.
वज़ीर ख़ारजा बिलावल भुट्टो ज़रदारी जर्मन हम मनसब के हमरा प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे थे, आपने बराह रास्त देखी। वफाकी काबीना के इजलास में अहम फैसलों का सिलसिला जारी है। वफाकी काबीना ने हफ्ते की छुट्टी बहाल कर दी है। चीफ रिपोर्टर इस्लामाबाद सनाउल्लाह खान ने हमें ज्वाइन किया। सनाउल्लाह, बताइएगा हफ्ते की छुट्टी से मुताल्लिक़